Su Shu broke up with her ex-boyfriend, Gu Ting, a long time ago due to a huge misunderstanding. As a prominent young leader in the technology industry, Gu Ting was cold, domineering and obsessed with his work. During their relationship, a girl named Mian, she would call him late at night repeatedly. Gu Ting never explained their connection and remained silent about all doubts. Though an only child in appearance, he indulged this so-called sister without limit. Long-term suspicion, emotional neglect and estrangement in intimacy left Su Shu exhausted and frustrated. She finally took the initiative to end their relationship, cutting off all contact with Gu Ting. After the breakup, Su Shu lived alone a plain life. One day, her best friend asked her to order several boxes of intimate supplies. She placed the order casually but carelessly filled in the wrong delivery address, sending the package directly to Gu Ting's home. Since both she and Gu Ting used Alaskan Malamute avatars, she accidentally sent ambiguous and teasing words to him when asking for help, sparking ambiguous tension between them. Gu Ting replied quickly after receiving the message and delivered the package on foot by climbing stairs. He opened the private parcel without permission, creating an awkward yet ambiguous atmosphere. The moment they met again, Gu Ting had a superior figure and an overwhelming aesthetic charm. The estrangement from their breakup faded away the second they reunited, and the old throbbing love resurfaced instantly. He spoke frankly and ambiguously, approaching step by step to test Su Shu's true feelings. It was then that Su Shu realized she had sent the wrong message, and her casual remark of "can use it again tonight" led to a huge misunderstanding. Faced with Gu Ting's advances, kisses and gentle temptation, she panicked and explained that the supplies were purchased for her friend instead of for herself. However, Gu Ting refused to believe her, convinced that she was begging for reconciliation implicitly, and took the chance to propose getting back together. Their ambiguous bond intensified rapidly. Just as their relationship was about to cross the line, a strange phone call interrupted everything. The caller intended to rent her house and planned to visit that night. Su Shu agreed casually, which made Gu Ting misjudge her for having another ambiguous partner. Overwhelmed by jealousy, he turned cold and distant instantly, locking himself in the bathroom to calm down. Su Shu later learned that the caller was Lu Qianan, a fresh graduate introduced by her best friend to be her flatmate, who was also an intern in Gu Ting's company. Pure, simple and outgoing, Lu Qianan was easygoing. When Lu Qianan came to see the house as promised, he ran into Gu Ting unexpectedly, leading to an awkward three-way encounter. Lu Qianan recognized his president and was shocked to find his landlady was the boss's ex-girlfriend. Soon after, Su Shu signed a rental contract with Lu Qianan and started their cohabitation life. That night, unwilling to let go, Su Shu sent ambiguous selfies and provocative messages to test Gu Ting, only to find that he had never blocked her completely. They began to tease and tempt each other through messages. Possessive and restrained, Gu Ting was obviously jealous in his words. He reminded her of the private items hidden at home and warned her to keep a distance from the new flatmate, revealing his deep hidden affection beneath his cold attitude. In their cohabitation days, the straightforward young Lu Qianan often teased Su Shu, introducing handsome young men to her and misunderstanding her private life. While coping with daily cohabitation, Su Shu kept tangling with Gu Ting. As her superior, Gu Ting deliberately arranged heavy overtime work for Lu Qianan to reduce his time with Su Shu, hiding his strong jealousy. To help her flatmate reduce work pressure, Su Shu lied that Lu Qianan had a girlfriend, which made Gu Ting even more dissatisfied. He kept blocking and adding her contact repeatedly, trapped in awkward and contradictory emotions. Later, Lu Qianan left his important internship confirmation documents at the rental house and begged Su Shu to deliver them to the company. When she arrived, she was trapped in an elevator alone with Gu Ting. In the confined space, they flirted with each other again. Ji Yuanyang invited her out implicitly, but kept alienating himself because of Lu Qianan's existence, blocking her contact once more out of pettiness. Soon afterwards, Gu Ting held a private banquet, which Su Shu attended. At the party, Gu Ting finally clarified the long-standing misunderstanding. He formally introduced his half-sister Shen Nian Shi, admitting that the girl who used to call him constantly was his blood-related sister rather than a romantic rival. He refused to explain in the past because of complicated family matters and his introverted personality, rather than being fickle or perfunctory. All the misunderstandings that had lasted for years were cleared up in an instant, and Sushu realized she had wronged Gu Ting for a long time. With the misunderstanding resolved, accumulated regret and longing burst out completely. Drunk and emotional, they could no longer suppress their feelings. Gu Ting took the initiative to approach and confide his helplessness and forbearance over the years. Their repressed love got out of control, and they spent an intimate night in a hotel. After the lingering warmth, Gu Ting turned cold again. He refused to talk about reconciliation, choosing to maintain an ambiguous relationship. He sent a long apology letter afterwards, cut off their connection deliberately, advised her to cherish Lu Qianan, and blocked her once again, hurting Sushu deeply. Heartbroken and wronged, Sushu refused to be treated as a casual partner. She attended Lu Qianan's regularization dinner out of pique. At the dinner, everyone took it for granted that she was Lu Qianan's girlfriend and kept sending their blessings. Gu Ting watched coldly the whole time, filled with jealousy and suppressed sorrow. When the topic of ex-lovers was brought up, past grievances overwhelmed Sushu. Meanwhile, her menstruation came suddenly with severe abdominal pain. She left the crowd alone and burst into tears. Gu Ting noticed her abnormality in time and caught up with the weeping Sushu. He finally dropped all his disguise and stubbornness, confessing his true heart frankly. He had never let her go after the breakup. His repeated blocking and deliberate estrangement were out of fear that he could not give her a stable future, as well as extreme jealousy of Lu Qianan's company. He never regarded their relationship as physical pleasure, only his lingering affection for her had lasted for years. Watching the vulnerable crying Sushu, Gu Ting was filled with guilt. He took meticulous care of her during her physical discomfort, buying daily necessities, making brown sugar water and accompanying her closely, showing all his tenderness. They talked frankly to clear up all knots. Sushu chose to forgive him and agreed to reconcile. Gu Ting took her back to his luxury apartment, taking good care of her to make up for all the regret and indifference in the past. Their relationship became sweet and stable after reconciliation. However, a phone call from Lu Qian brought a new misunderstanding to light. Gu Ting had always mistakenly believed that Lu Qian's so-called girlfriend was Sushu, thinking he was the third party destroying his subordinate's relationship, which was why he restrained himself and kept avoiding her. When the farce, the three confronted each other face to face. Lu Qian confessed in panic that the rumor of having a girlfriend was a complete lie, made up only to escape endless overtime. Sushu is nothing more than his landlady, with no ambiguous relationship at all. With the truth revealed, all Gu Ting's long-term worries and misunderstandings vanished completely. After the incident, Gu Ting let go of all his awkwardness and defensiveness, and publicly confirmed Sushu as his girlfriend. He properly arranged Lu Qianan's accommodation, stopped targeting him unreasonably, and controlled his extreme possessiveness. In the end, Gu Ting abandoned his cold image at work, learned to express his love directly, and made up for his former silence and insensitivity. Sushu let go of past suspicion and unease, overcoming misunderstandings, breakup, ambiguous entanglement, and countless farces. The two former lovers reconciled thoroughly. From awkward exes to devoted lovers, they finally understood each other's hidden love and forbearance, broke all estrangement tests, cherished their hard-won reunion, and stayed with each other for a happy and complete ending.